November 24th, 2024. LaMelo Ball, known for being lackadaisical, non-serious, never dialed in. Many fans online have tweeted out how it looks like LaMelo plays the game with earpods on. In this video today, I'm gonna show you why on November 24th, 2024, against the Milwaukee Bucks, what happens when LaMelo Ball gets angry and is locked in. This was the night that LaMelo nuked the Milwaukee Bucks. And at the end of this video, stick around and we'll tell you, is this a sustainable level of play for one LaMelo Ball? Make sure y'all share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You're in the house of the mighty lillard. November 24, 2024. The Charlotte Hornets have started their season off up and down. They've lost both their backup and starting center, Nick Richards and Mark Williams. Brandon Miller goes out night one in the second quarter against the Houston Rockets. Miles Bridges, who just started to return to prior season form, is now out with the injury versus Detroit. To top it off, the Charlotte Hornets have a brand new system and a brand new head coach in Charles Lee. LaMelo Ball's heroics against the Milwaukee Bucks that Sunday prior got them over the hump at home, where after that game, head coach Doc Rivers took what some saw as a slight at LaMelo Ball by saying he really focuses on stopping Brandon Miller. He doesn't really worry about LaMelo. In this video, once again, we're gonna show you what happens when LaMelo Ball is angry. Before we get deeper into the conversation, y'all run the likes up, share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. You smell that? It's almost NBA season, and this is the best NBA content in all the land, where we mix culture and analysis. Once the season kicks off, we'll be covering all 82 games. Also, we'll be covering multiple teams across multiple platforms. So not only do you want to hit the like button on this video right now and subscribe to the channel, you also want to think about becoming a channel member, because we'll have private YouTube videos and watch along parties on multiple streams with your favorite teams. So make sure you think about sharing, liking, and subscribing and becoming a channel member. Look, I know LaMelo has this narrative out on him right now, where he doesn't care, where it looks like he hoops with AirPods in him. But this night in Milwaukee, the Bucks and Giannis Antetokoumpo and Dame Lillard, they messed around and found out. From the opening tip, LaMelo seemed aloof. He didn't start this game off, as you can see here, with the best efficiency, with the best shooting percentage. It seems like he was trying to find his footing and, get his legs up under him or see how he wanted to attack the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks did a great job early on in sending help defenders when LaMelo was driving to the rim. This left opportunities open for the rest of the cast on the Charlotte Hornets, which enabled them to keep this game fairly close. By midway through the first quarter, as you know in this lit house, we always have a saying when LaMelo is playing: good Melo or bad Melo. We ask that at the beginning of every game. And it looked like we were heading dead set towards bad Melo. There was one problem that I didn't calculate when I was saying he was gonna be bad that night. Doc Rivers' comments about LaMelo Ball. See, the more I watch this footage and the more we go through this highlight, when LaMelo was being patient and not attacking, or he's pressing in moments, I think that in the back of his head, he was trying to prove to Doc Rivers that he could play a certain style of basketball. That changed at the end of the second quarter. when a Milwaukee Bucks player made the devastating mistake of pressing LaMelo 94 feet and fouling him on an inbound. In this moment, the Milwaukee Bucks should have known that they messed up. LaMelo went on from that second quarter, that point in the second quarter, to score 27 points in about 15 minutes of gameplay. When they came out after halftime, LaMelo Ball scored at one point in that third quarter 17 points consecutively and 21 points overall in the third quarter. He absolutely went nuclear. He showed his entire arsenal. Like I've talked about before, it felt like a moment where LaMelo had finally achieved Ultra Instinct form. It was an array of things he was pulling out of his bag. From getting to the rim with the floater off balance, to step back threes, to catch and shoot threes, to getting to the rim and finishing strong, getting to the free throw line. And I mind you, this was on the court with two-time MVP Giannis Antetokoumpo and Dame Lillard. And midway through that third quarter, even the Milwaukee Bucks color commentators were talking about how impressive LaMelo is and how he is a superstar. And he's one of the most difficult offensive players to prepare for in the league. This game highlights what a LaMelo Ball, a focused, angry LaMelo Ball can provide. Once again, on a court with Giannis Antetokoumpo, Dame Lillard, and the coaching of Doc Rivers, there were no answers. Throughout the game, the Hornets kept it close. No game more than this Milwaukee Bucks game highlights the importance of LaMelo Ball to the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets were 9 points better when LaMelo was on the court versus when he was off the court. And any moment when he was on the court in this game, the Milwaukee Bucks lead was minimal, to say the least. Anytime he went to the bench, the Milwaukee Bucks got momentum and were able to extend the lead. That kind of impact on a team where you can't even sit down to get a drink of water or some Gatorade for 2 minutes, or it's a blowout, highlights why LaMelo, when focused and angry, could be a potential MVP candidate. I'm telling you, when you go back and look at the film of this game and look at LaMelo when he's on the court and the impact he has against the Bucks and what the Hornets look like when LaMelo off of the court, it's criminal. In the third quarter, it was literally LaMelo Ball versus everyone. The Milwaukee Bucks went on to go on a run that really pushed the game almost out of control if it wasn't for the heroics in the fourth quarter of LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, and we'll get to that in a second. But if it wasn't for LaMelo dropping those 21 points or 22 points, whatever it was in the third quarter, bro, it would have been a blowout. The Milwaukee Bucks got all kind of contributions from their bench. Gary Trent Jr., Dame Lillard was balling out. Giannis Antetokoumpo, Bobby Portis, just contribution after contribution. Brook Lopez hitting big threes. All of them showing that they're a veteran team with championship pedigree at that time. And all the Hornets had to offer was a nuclear, angry LaMelo Ball. And this one man in that third quarter kept them afloat so they would have a chance in the fourth quarter. Now, I mind you, this is the same guy that people say is an unserious player. This is the same guy that people say is not a winning player. This is the same guy that they say that he can't really contribute to winning basketball. He was a one-man wrecking crew against a top 5 player in the league for the last 10 years in basketball, in Giannis Antetokoumpo. But these are the types of games and the types of instances that people like Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo never highlight. Without LaMelo's efforts defensively and offensively in that third quarter, the Hornets wouldn't stand a chance. In the fourth quarter, it was more of the same. LaMelo started to get his teammates involved more, especially Brandon Miller. Somewhere midway through that fourth quarter, Brandon Miller started to wake up. He started to show the kind of player he could be, and it was basically based off LaMelo constantly feeding him easy buckets throughout the game and lobs and transition buckets. In the fourth quarter, Brandon Miller finally found his stroke. And when LaMelo saw that Brandon Miller was up in his game, LaMelo continued to up his own game. This is the potential of this young duo, and why I said on the last video, they have the potential to be the best young duo in basketball. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Look at how LaMelo was constantly being challenged by Giannis Antetokoumpo, and he continues to score and be effective in all of these highlight videos. None more impressive than when he steps out, bringing the ball up the court from about 30 feet, and Giannis is face guarding him. Because he's been playing a lot of physical defense against LaMelo the entire game. And LaMelo just stops on a dime from 30 feet in a clutch moment where the Hornets have to cut this lead. I think it's under 3 minutes here. They have to cut this lead. And LaMelo shows the range that only guys like Dame Lillard, Trae Young, and Steph Curry have shown over a myriad of years in the NBA, and hits this clutch three over Giannis Antetokoumpo. He comes back down on the next possession when they need another bucket. This is a guy that they say is not a winning player. When they need another bucket, drives right, gets it over the outstretched arm of the defender on a running floater, falling out of bounds for his 50th point. This is a warning to every NBA team, to every NBA player that might be listening to these hack analysts that don't know anything about basketball. They can tell you how to calculate the radius of Mars with all the analytics they know. But if you take them to a court, they couldn't tie their shoes. If you're falling for the propaganda that LaMelo is not a dog and a serious player that should not be taken serious when you're matching up to him, you're gonna end up dog food. I'm talking about Uba Kanuba dog food. This was one of the most transcendent performances, if not the most transcendent performance that I ever saw from LaMelo Ball. And it is a warning to those that might not know what kind of bag he has, might not know what a locked-in LaMelo Ball looks like, and what a locked-in LaMelo Ball can provide to any team, winning or non-winning, in this league. But y'all let me know in the comment sections, don't be shy. Were y'all impressed by LaMelo Ball when he's angry? And do you think this is something that he can become more consistent with and reproduce? Do you think this is the year for the Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball to finally make the jump and challenge for a playoff spot? Let me know down there in the comment section below. And as always, you have to share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm Rev, this is the Lit House, and this is the best NBA content in the game. My money, your dollar.